next topic which we are going to see is polar form of a complex number. Okay. Now we are going to see a new form called polar form. And previous classes which we have seen is called rectangular form, that is z is equal to x plus iy is nothing but rectangular form. Okay. This is called rectangular form. Okay, and now which we are going to see is polar form. For this rectangular form, we will just take a complex number, that is p of, let it be x plus iy, and I can write this complex number into a coordinate, and this coordinate is called as Cartesian coordinates. It is already known, and this is real axis and this is imaginary axis. This is just an organ plane. If we take this as some other point, and this is going to be in my Cartesian plane, okay, and we will represent this point p of x comma y as the point traveled x distance in x axis and y distance in y axis, which is meant as a point p of x comma y. And in polar form, we must need a polar coordinate. We must need a polar coordinate. Okay, how will you determine this polar coordinate? Okay, we are going to determine the polar coordinate, and the polar coordinate is not like this p of x comma y. It is nothing but a point, that is p of r comma theta, where r is nothing but the distance of this point from the origin, that is the initial point O, and with the theta is the angle made by the point with the initial line. We call this as polar axis, and like this way we are just finding the polar coordinate. This is not as such of a Cartesian coordinate. Cartesian coordinate is nothing but what? The distance of the point in x-axis and y-axis from the origin, whereas the polar coordinate is nothing but the distance of this point from the origin and the angle made by the point with the polar axis, that is initial line. Okay, and likewise we will determine the polar coordinate. Here we don't know what is r and what is theta, and now we are going to find the value of this r and theta, and we are going to determine what is r and what is theta here. Okay, now I am just going to superimpose this. That means I am going to take this diagram and I am going to paste here. Okay, now this becomes like this. Okay, and here this is p of r comma theta, and this angle is theta. Now I am going to find the value of r and theta, where r is nothing but the distance from the origin. Okay, see, I'm just going to compare this with the point p of x comma y. Just I have superimposed, and this point is nothing but p of xy. So whereas it is enough to find the value of x and y here. Instead of finding r and theta, it is enough to find x and y, and this is called polar coordinates. The value of x in terms of r and theta, and value of y in terms of r and theta is called polar coordinates. And now I am going to find the value of x here, and x is nothing but c. This is p of x comma y. I am going to find the value of x in terms of this polar coordinates, and this is my x and this is my y, right? And the value of x can be found. See, I am going to use the angle and the side here, and whenever we use angle and side to find the other side, we will just use of trigonometrical identities, that is nothing but sine theta and cos theta, right? See, whenever we use angle and the side to find the other sides, we will use only the trigonometric ratios. Here we have see, I am going to find the x, which is what? Adjacent to the angle. So the adjacent side comes only in the cos theta. So I can take cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. My adjacent is x. And what is the value of hypotenuse here? I said this is r, right? And that's why I am writing here as r. This is r. And now we will find the value of r. Since this is an hypotenuse, we can simply write as root of x square plus y square, right? So by x by r. By this I can find the value of x. X is nothing but r cos theta. See, now I have given the coordinate x in terms of a polar coordinate, right? That is in terms of polar form, that is r into cos theta. Similarly, sin theta. Sin theta is nothing but opposite by hypotenuse and my opposite side is y, right? So I can write this as y by, here hypotenuse is nothing but r is equal to sin theta, and whereas y is equal to r sin theta, right? So I have found the value of x and y using the polar coordinates. Now I can write this z is equal to x plus iy in the form of polar form, that is where x is r cos theta, right, plus I into r sin theta. So this is my z in polar form, and I can write this as r into cos theta plus I sin theta, which is nothing but the polar form, which is nothing but the polar form of a complex number. So if they ask you the polar form, you will write like this only. What? Z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, and where r is nothing but what? Root of x square plus y square. Root of x square plus y square is nothing but my modulus of z, right? So here r is called what? Modulus of z. And r is nothing but the modulus of z. And theta is nothing but the argument here on amplitude. Okay? That is nothing but argument on amplitude. That is nothing but the angle made by the complex number with the what? The x-axis, that is real axis or imaginary axis. Okay? Real axis. Exactly what we have to say is the theta is the angle made by the complex number with the real, that is positive real axis. That is called argument. Okay. So the polar form is nothing but z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, right? And r is nothing but modulus of that complex number, and theta is nothing but argument of that complex number, and argument is nothing but the angle made by the complex number with the positive real axis. And now we will see the other. So z is equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta is nothing but the polar form. Okay, this is the polar form. Here r is nothing but the modulus of z, that is modulus or absolute value. Absolute value. Where theta is nothing but argument of z, right? That is argument or amplitude of z, right? So here this argument can be found using the formula, that is theta is equal to tan inverse of y by z. Sorry, y by x, right? And how we get this formula means, see, z is equal to x plus iy with the coordinate r comma theta, and the conjugate z bar is nothing but x minus iy with the coordinate r comma minus theta. Since r is modulus, we cannot get the positive of that, and r comma minus theta the coordinate. And when we divide this, we will get what? When we divide this, we will get this formula. Okay? This is the formula for finding the value of what? Argument. And modulus is simply we can find r is equal to root of x square plus y square, that is square of real part plus square of imaginary part. You can find the value of r using this formula and theta using this formula. Now what we are going to see is the value of, that is argument of z. The argument of z will vary. Okay, it has infinitely many possible values. That is, for example, I am going to take angle of pi by 3. Okay, this is okay, pi by 3. Let it be pi by 3. That is nothing but what? 60 degree. Okay, so this is my z. That is x plus iy, and I'll write this in some polar form, and with the angle what? 60 degree, right? And exactly this complex number will have only the 60 as argument is not possible, because it can take many other value. For example, I am rotating this complex number about 360 degree. Again, I am getting here as an angle of 60 degree, which is nothing but 420 degree, right? And again this is rotated, right? Again this is rotated to a 360 degree, and plus of 360 is nothing but 780 degree, and this is 780 degree. And if again I rotate this angle, okay, plus of 360, again I am going to add a complete angle with this, so I will be getting what? 1040, 1140 degree, right? And similarly, I can, whenever it goes for a full complete rotation, it turns to another angle. So likewise, I can get what? Infinitely many angles for a single complex number. Okay, that is theta. Argument is nothing but alpha plus some 2 pi, right? And this is nothing but, this is 2 can be a multiple of something, so I can write this as 2k pi, and theta can be written in this form. And now here we call this as an argument, and exactly the argument of every complex number lies between minus pi to plus pi. Exactly the argument lies between minus pi to plus pi. It takes in range of 2 pi, that is exactly takes the range minus pi to plus pi, and this range, in this range the angle we are finding is nothing but principal argument of z, and which is denoted by capital ARG of z. Okay, and here the angle in common we are finding is nothing but argument of z, that is ARG of z, and within this the exact angle between minus pi to plus pi is nothing but in principal argument of that z, and that is represented as ARG. And finally we can write argument of z as principal argument